Rudy Gobert completely shut down Jokic, and I've never seen him desperate like this.
Look at this defense.
They all over the place.
That is a clinic on the defensive end.
We witnessed an absolute drama at the end of Hawks vs Knicks.
Brunson gets it to go.
And the Raptors faced a do-or-die scenario in Game 3 against Cleveland. So we gotta start in Atlanta for the absolute thriller ending between the Hawks and my Knicks. But before we dive deep in the clutch, I gotta show you the Hawks' dominance in the first half.
McCollum. Back in, over McBride. He's got it. Kuminga. A rainbow triple. Down to 3 seconds left. Kuminga. Again.
Behind the smooth play of CJ McCollum and the Energizer Bunny, Kuminga, Atlanta built an 18-point lead towards the end of the second quarter. I was down and hurting when JC and Deuce suddenly injected new life into me.
2 minutes to go. First half. McBride. Got a three.
Now that one had to feel good.
Clarkson goes to work. Clarkson off the zigzag, using the window. Did you have a vote?
I did have a vote, and who was my vote?
Let's go! McBride and Clarkson ignited a 12-2 run to narrow the gap to only 8 points before the break. In the third, we finally saw KAT and Brunson playing like they should.
Brunson gathers, Brunson drives, Brunson finishes, plus the foul. Towns, over O'Connell, bullseye on a three. We are under 7 minutes to play in the third. Brunson makes his move on Daniels. Brunson goes glass. 4-point game.
Jalen cuts the deficit to 4, but the other Jalen on the Hawks side sparks his team to a fresh new run.
Clarkson rejected by Daniels. The Atlanta lead is 6. Johnson takes it in. And excuse me too. Cut off there by Clarkson. Daniels takes and makes a three to try to work free. Had it knocked out of his hands. Turnover. Loop it ahead. Kuminga can fly.
Kuminga caps off a 13-4 stretch by Atlanta to regain control of the game, going up by 13 points. Luckily, New York had another answer at the end of the quarter to weather the storm a little bit.
Brunson drives and scores. One touch as he takes it to the rim. Towns drives and scores on the corkscrew.
So, trailing by 8 in the fourth, the Knicks still had trouble containing Kuminga.
Lead feed for Kuminga. He wants to take it at Clarkson and does. Alexander Walker using the screen from Okongwu. A spin, kick, Vincent missed it on a three ball. Excellent rebound. Oh, Kuminga shifting to the left hand. That was crafty.
JK had another huge game off the bench, scoring 21 points on 64% efficiency. He really found himself a home in Atlanta. And to counteract his production, we have Miles McBride.
Hart looking for the angle on Johnson, gets cut off. Towns, no look, McBride, bingo, a three. And he bounces it right to McBride, up ahead. Brunson, trailer McBride, steps into it, got it, a three.
Deuce was a key piece for Mike Brown last night, replacing Bridges in the fourth, who had a game to forget with 0 points and 4 turnovers in 20 minutes of action. We entered the clutch with Kuminga still causing problems for the Knicks defense, putting his team up by 5 points. On the other end, he stays solid as a rock while defending Towns, who kept pushing only to get brutally rejected at the rim.
Two-man game, ball fake, Towns rejected on the inside. Ananobi tosses it up. Oh! Cha-ching on a three. Wow.
OG saves the play with a buzzer-beating 3 to make it a 2-point game. So a minute later, the Hawks go to their cold-blooded killer in the clutch, CJ.
Initially showed 2 bodies. McCollum trying to shake off Hart. McCollum, a step back J. It's good.
He's so smooth, you gotta respect his game. He's been doing this for 13 years now. On the other hand, the Knicks looked a bit lost until OG did it again.
5 to shoot. Shot clock is down to 2. Ananobi puts it up and in. OG Ananobi. Anunoby with a downtown hit.
My goodness, Anunoby keeps us alive with his 29th point, but this style of play is unsustainable. The Hawks on the other side are sharing the ball, looking for the best solution.
Cut off, swing, Johnson, contact, Baker goes.
Johnson responds, but the Knicks' miracle threes are not done yet.
McBride, bullseye.
McBride ties the game with his 9th point of the 4th quarter, but we still need a stop. Come on.
McCollum penetrates, denied.
Yes, KAT blocks McCollum and we can take the lead. Let's go.
Brunson goes to work. The back end, the spin. Brunson gets it to go and one.
Captain Crunch Time takes over the lead, capping off a huge 23-9 stretch for New York in the last 8 minutes of the game. And I was about to jump through the roof when Towns stuffed the first attempt by Johnson, but then...
Johnson, he's met by Towns. Johnson sticks with the play.
Damn, Johnson sticks with it and puts it back in. Still, up by 1 with less than 40 seconds to go, the Knicks were looking good, sharing the ball, finding an open shot, but...
Corner, Hart, off the rim, rebounded by Anunoby. The Knicks get a reload. We're down to 26 seconds left. Into the hands of Brunson with 7 to shoot. Knicks lead at 108-107. Brunson dribbling. Brunson fires. It's an air ball.
Jeez, they come up empty, leaving 16 seconds on the clock for the Hawks to try and go for the win.
McCollum fires.
Unbothered, CJ does his thing, going to the right, creating some space, step back, butter. 23 points for him and the potential game winner unless Brunson manages to shock the building.
It's down to the wire here in game 3. 7 seconds left. Brunson with the ball. Brunson makes his move. Brunson on the baseline. Hart's got to track it down. Dug out by Kuminga and it's over.
Man, this was some great defense by Atlanta, knowing where the danger comes from and overwhelming Jalen at the end. I was afraid of Boston in the second round, but now I'm legitimately terrified about losing in the first round. And Nuggets fans were definitely worried after Jokic got locked down in Game 2 by Rudy, who kept him under 40% efficiency. So we expected Nikola to have a monster revenge game, but we just saw more of the same.
He'll run hard to bump into Gobert, and the rebound by Brown. Back to the big man in the corner. The Jokic 3-0. Will rebounding. For Gobert defense on Jokic. He'll drive, trundling his way down the lane. Blocked. What a defensive play by Rudy Gobert.
That was a rude block, Rudy. It took the Nuggets 3.5 minutes to score the first bucket of the game, but the Joker couldn't find his rhythm whatsoever.
Staying really disciplined to the game plan, not picking up those cheap, small fouls on Jokic.
Oh! And a foul inside.
His first time here in this kind of environment, and it's a lot of trust as Jokic throws it away.
In the rocking Target Center, Denver looked lost. And how won't they, considering the fact that their MVP shot a miserable 1 of 8 from the field to go along with 2 turnovers in the first quarter. Gobert and company suffocated both him and Murray, so the Wolves' lead kept growing.
Not allowing the Nuggets to get any looks in transition off of bad shots or live ball turnovers.
Murray over Gobert. Jokic is back in. Wolves have got the ball.
That they're not moving on the screen, allow you as a guard to do what you need to do is DiVincenzo get another steal and Minnesota's out on the break. Some point guard at times, but really put some attack on the defense, knock down over shots, but defense as well.
Look at this defense.
They all over the place.
That is a clinic on the defensive end.
Jeez, they couldn't see the daylight on that possession. Yeah, Nikola scored 27 points, but he needed 26 shots and 11 free throws to get there, shooting a miserable 27% from the field. Meanwhile, on the other end, Jaden McDaniels made sure to back up his talk in full.
McDaniels, DiVincenzo, McDaniels! Here is Edwards, working on Brown. McDaniels down the lane. It's the biggest lead for the Wolves. A rejection inside by the Wolves.
But Minnesota's just making plays on both ends of the floor as McDaniels attack. Once you get 2 feet in the paint, there's nothing you can do about it, Candace.
Jaden stayed true to himself, relentlessly attacking the Nuggets anytime he got a chance, scoring 16 of his 20 points in the painted area on 80% efficiency. You cannot fabricate that. As a matter of fact, 40 of Minnesota's 61 points in the first half came at the rim, opposed to Denver's 39 total. So in the third quarter, things turned ugly for the Nuggets.
Jokic is there, the twist, the turn, the spin, the hook.
In transition, Joker wants the ball. He wants it in secondary.
Oh, look at the defense by Gobert.
Look at Gobert giving Jokic a taste of his own medicine on offense and then denying him again on the defensive end. He was a nightmare for the big Serb on both ends last night. The Wolves' lead grew to a game-high 27 points in the third period, with the game looking over already. So late in the fourth, Denver somehow managed to get the deficit down to 14 points before McDaniels annihilated them.
As of now is to regroup tomorrow, map out next steps.
To say about his comments about them on both ends.
Look out! Jaden executes a fatality on Jokic and Jones, forcing the Nuggets to unload their entire bench. This was a statement game for the Wolves, and they have all the confidence in the world right now. And in Toronto, the Cavs were confident they could take a commanding 3-0 lead against the Raptors, and they were in a great spot to do so at the start of the fourth quarter.
After 3 quarters, Merrill, target, practice.
However, Coach Rajakovic had an ace up his sleeve.
Inside's a battle. And it's been one tonight. Barrett over to Battle. He wants 3. Yes! Battle! Boom!
Jamison Battle lights up the entire arena, giving his team a 6-point lead. But boy, he was just heating up.
RJ Barrett has had a heck of a series so far,
Yes.
and there's a lot of noise around RJ Barrett as they collect the offensive board.
Another banger by Jamison to bump the lead to 9 points for the Raptors. The guy who's averaging 3 points on 8 minutes for the season suddenly erupts for 4 for 4 shooting in a crucial playoff game. This gave Barnes and Barrett just the spark they needed.
Barnes, feeling bouncy. Barnes, the turnaround. Harden, stripped, set the steal. Barnes, outside, Shed, Barrett, 3-ball, corner pocket.
Elite shot.
Barrett, bottoms.
Scottie and RJ led their team with 33 points apiece, giving Toronto a 14-point lead with the game entering the final stages. And then Jamison popped the bottle.
Over the battle, red hot.
Oh my goodness, Battle was unconscious shooting the ball. 14 points in less than 9 minutes without a miss to blow the game completely out of reach for the Cavs. Unbelievable. Mitchell, Harden, and Mobley were helpless in this one, combining for only 48 points on 38% from the field. They need to step up a lot in Game 4 if they don't want to have additional problems. And speaking of that, Dillon Brooks had problems with everybody in Game 2, especially with his friend SGA. He poked the bear and it backfired badly. So if you haven't, make sure you check out exactly what happened right here in this video. Talk to you in the next one. Peace out.